Xander's 27.
Okay, we're going to go ahead and get started here. Thank you for coming. We're going to open. The intent of this isn't to be super formal, but we do want to have a nice ceremony to honor the 2022 NWAC men's basketball champions. So we appreciate your attendance. And we're going to start the formality part of it with our president, Dr. Linda Kaminsky, who's going to say a few words.
Thank you. Wow. Okay, you're taller than I am, right? I gotta figure this out. Okay, I think we're good. You can hear me, right? Okay. Okay, it is my great pleasure to welcome you today, those of you here in our new space and those of you online as well, for this great celebration of our YVC 2022 Men's Basketball Championship team. On behalf of our entire YVC community, I have to tell you how proud all of us are of all of you. When the stakes were high, you embraced the pressure and you found a way to win. Your belief in yourself and in your teammates is what led to this incredible accomplishment. This entire season, you demonstrated determination to succeed, and that will serve you well throughout your entire life. And I would be remiss if I didn't also congratulate your amazing coaches for what they do. Every day they nurture and encourage our student athletes to be successful in competition and in life. So when you bring home the trophy, you are continuing an extraordinary YVC legacy of success in the Northwest Athletic Conference. Now it is my pleasure to welcome our athletic director and assistant coach, Ray Funk.
And when I did this in 2008, I didn't have to have glasses, but now I have to have glasses, I guess. So it's great that all you guys can take time out of your day to honor these guys. And as I get older in my, whether it's coaching career or athletic administrative career, it's funny how I hear all these older coaches who, their advice that comes to mind. And one of the greatest things that these guys have accomplished is simply, or experiences, is that of being part of a team. And it really is true that team sport champions, they have the unique ability to really be tomorrow's leaders. Whether it's working with others that have a different background, a commitment, and a lot of times you guys may hear coaches talk about, oh yeah, we really took commitment, but I mean, to give you an idea what that is, I did a little math project, and an average week for these guys was probably 20 hours-ish. There were some weeks where we were together for maybe upwards of 40 hours if we were on the road that long. And we did that for 27 straight weeks. And that's the kind of commitment I think that does bode well for future leadership opportunities. And the other thing I think being part of a team represents is these guys had to stick together through adversity, and they also had to learn how to handle success, which, they're getting to learn that right now. It's a fun part. But, when we were losing 5 out of 6, that wasn't so fun. But they learned how to stick through that and persevere and not give up and believe in each other, believe in their coaches. And now hopefully they'll handle success with a level of humility, but yet know that they accomplished something huge. I would be remiss if I did not thank the people in this room. As I look around, you know, I see Xander's family, I see Connor's family, I see Trey's family, and a lot of you guys have a commonality that you were taking your kid off to the gym on Saturday morning at 7 a.m. when you probably didn't want to. And I think players, and even the parents that aren't here, you guys all had a similar experience where you're playing club ball and whatnot, and so you need to thank those people because it wasn't just about winning this 22 championship. There was a lot of stuff that was done along the way, and you need to do that. And I've blown this before in my life when I've been up on stage, so I need to, and I'll say London as well, but could Magdalene and Lonnie please stand up real quick? Okay, these two people are in a unique sorority, being wives and girlfriends, significant others of the coaches. They put up with a lot, whether it's a coach that's coming home, ticked off, whether it's the coaches being gone, and you know, it is important to recognize them publicly for their sacrifice and their commitment to their team. So thanks Lonnie and thanks management. Okay, before I turn over to London, I just want to give kind of a recap, and I realize most of us here, you lived it, you were in the gym or watching along the way, but it's important, I think, a couple things I want to mention about this championship experience in totality, and I really feel like the seeds of this championship were really sown back in March of 2021. You know, and Rich was an assistant coach at that time, he was there. You probably remember some of this. You know, we didn't know in March of 2021 were we even going to get to play. And then, of course, basketball is normally a winter sport, and we're starting this little very short season. That's, you know, we started playing in April, and I think we got over in June. But even though we weren't necessarily playing for anything like a championship, because it was just a 14-game slate, we really tried to instill in these guys, and in 6 of them anyway, that you know, that they're playing for that. And it started in March of 21. And obviously along this summer, you know, Gotti, Connor, Gray, we picked up some guys, 5 guys, to form the 11 that won the championship. But of what it would take and what the commitment needed. The season itself started really well for us in the preseason. We finished 10-2 with our non-league slate. We were ranked in one of the very first NWAC polls as 2nd overall. So we knew we had, besides what the coaches were saying, you know, there was some immediate feedback there in December that, hey, you guys are ranked number 2. But then adversity kind of hit us. Our Clackamas tournament, which would have been the last preseason experience, that got canceled due to weather. And then the NWAC postponed the start of our season for 15 days. And so we're left kind of like twiddling our thumbs and like, we want to play and we really can't. You're on a roll at 10-2. And it's like everything comes grinding to a halt for about a month. But, you know, we persevered through that, and we started out the East Region play 4-1. People forget about that, but we were 4-1 at one point, and then we lost 5 of our last 6. We had injuries, we had bad play, frankly, maybe bad coaching. But, you know, they never gave up, and even, I think it took the loss at Spokane, which was the last of that 5 out of 6 stretch, where I think we gave up 104 points in overtime. And I think the guys finally got upset enough to really buy in all the way to defense. And we ended up rebounding. We won 5 of our last 6 in the regular season, and the one we lost was a heartbreaker to North Idaho in overtime, which we arguably these guys will tell you they should have won. But maybe that experience is what we needed. One last heartbreak to know that if you have a lead like that late, you have to protect it. And so with all that, we ended up with the East Region's number 3 seed in the tournament, and we opened with the West number 2, which was Green River, and we won that 1-2. It was a tight ball game. Chris hit a key layup late, but we did just kind of enough that they had the NWAC's other 7-footer, so that was the 2 7-footers going at it on day 1 of the tournament. When we turned around, we played Lane, which had won the South. They'd only lost 2 games all season. Very high-powered offense, very efficient offense. And, we beat them by 10, and we held them to 34% field goal shooting after holding Green River to 41%. And so then, at that point, we made the Final Four, and the way the tournament is, you go home and you practice for 4 or 5 days, and you turn around, and we faced Olympic, who was the North Region's #1 seed. And that was kind of a crazy game, right? I mean, those of you guys who saw it, we were down 7 with 59 seconds left. I went back and looked at it. 59 seconds left, we're down 7. And Quentin Rayner hits a 3 to cut that to 6. And we take time out. And, we're going to foul, because if we foul, they're in the bonus. It's a little more pressure to shoot a free throw in the bonus versus the double bonus. And Coach asked me, "Hey, Coach, let's put in Mason." I said, "Man, he's been cold all game, man. That's a pretty nerdy type of deal." He said, "Yeah, but Mason's ready for it. He's not going to care." I said, You're right. He's not going to care." So Mason, we checked him in. And so we're down 6, and in comes Mason, and we foul. So they go to the free throw line. You're hoping 1-on-1, maybe they miss the front end of 1-on-1 is the perfect thing, because then you get the ball back, and it's like a free possession. Well, they made both free throws. So now we're back to, we cut the 7-point lead down to 4, and now we're back to down 6. And Mason just checked in the game, gets the ball kind of at the slot position, in between the wing and the top of the key, and he banks in a 3. And, kind of looks down like he is right now, like he wasn't supposed to, bank's not open, but, it was for us. And that cut that lead down to 3. We take time out again, we foul, and they go down, and they make both their free throws. So like our little foul strategy, down 2 at that point, take time out. And we finally got the steal we were wanting. We just didn't want to foul, we were trying to get a steal. Gotti poked it away, and it just, as luck would have it, ends up in Mason's hand. And now Mason, he may not tell you this, but I know his psychology a little bit. He got the ball, it was kind of on the wing area, not far from where he just banked his shot in. And he took a dribble or 2 to the corner so that he would not bank it. I know that's what he was thinking, but hits the 3, and we go up 1 with 12 seconds left. So, people think, oh, that's the shot that won, and it ultimately was. But really, these guys collectively, they erased for 59 seconds left, a 7-point deficit to go up 1. It was crazy. We hit 4 threes, and they made their 4 free throws, like a 12-4 run there in 12 seconds. But then we had to get defensive stops. So all in all, we went beat Olympic, and just kind of a crazy game. And then we, as Coach and I, we had fully and totally prepared for Wenatchee to play in the championship, which was the East #1, which we had beaten our last home regular season game. And they were arguably the most talented team in the conference. But they were set by a really good Bellevue team. And so we played Bellevue, and we absolutely took Bellevue's heart out, and held them to 32% shooting for the game, and won the championship. So, and I throw some of those defense statistics out there because Coach all year talked about we're in the lead offense, and we had some firepower for sure, but I think both of us know in our heart of hearts defense wins championships. And to hold 4 NWAC tournament-worthy teams to 41%, 34%, 37%, and 32% field goal percentage is a pretty good defense, whether we're man, whether we're zone, whether we're pressing, whatever we're doing. It's just hard to score against us. And that was a really cool thing that it all came together like that. So I know some people, and I've kidded the old AD, Jerry Ward, a little bit about liking us to St. Pete's, who truly came out of nowhere. We're like, wait a second, we're ranked #2 in December. We just had a bad stretch in January, February, but these guys believed in it all the way through, and it was honestly an awesome experience. And they've truly etched their name on the ball. The 2022 year goes up in the gym. The 2022 banner is now hanging in the gym. So it's pretty cool stuff that they left a long-lasting legacy. So with that, I'll turn it over to the head coach, and as of today, named the NWAC Men's Basketball Coach of the Year, Leonard Wilson.
Thank you everybody for being here, and thank you online and who's tuning in. Go a different path with this, with why this is important, and why is everybody connected to it. And I think that's what is important here today. First off, I want to thank you guys again for believing in us as a coaching staff and believing in this school to help you better your life. And that's the honest to God truth, bettering your life, and that's what the ultimate goal is. Using these resources to help you figure out what you want to do and how you're going to get there and do that, okay? And it's good that Dr. K's here too, because and we get to explain to her, like the impact that YBC has had on this team. We'll start off by telling you guys how really adverse this team is. And we'll start with Xander Delgado with Alex. He hated that name all year long. Xander. Kid who came play for us 4 seasons ago, didn't have the greatest opportunity, didn't have the greatest experience, had some things go on, and ends up saying, you know what, this isn't for me. School isn't for me, wants to go work, wants to go figure out what he wants to do. And we had created enough momentum coming back to it to say, don't give up on this dream yet, why don't you come back and play? And he said, you know what, I'll give it one more shot, let me see what I can do. And he ends up becoming the tournament MVP in our final run, the most important player of the tournament. And so that right there, how does he get there? How does he do that? And it's good that Coach Rich came too. We have to take Coach away because he quit on me this year. He was my assistant the last 2 years, and his lovely lady, well, sorry, it was my fault. He always came home mad. He had to deal with me all the time. What is London doing? Oh my gosh. And then she'd get all mad, no more fantasy football for you. So thank you, Rich, for everything you've done for this team. And again, Dr. K, our whole team, I get Coach of the Year this year because of the support network that we have. And everybody from financial aid to the dorms, everybody was important. We had to reach them at some point because the guys either messed up or, Coach, I didn't get my financial aid done in time. 3 or 4 people have to come jump, to help us out. Leslie over there working the back scene, like, Leslie, I messed up again. She's like, Ray, tell him, you can't be doing that. Just like, but our whole team was there. So I get the award for Coach of the Year, which is great, and it's pretty awesome, fellas. It really is. It's pretty awesome. I'm kind of like one of them kids, I get that story. Didn't grow up with a father and all that kind of stuff, and got called every which name in the book, and all of a sudden you're a Coach of the Year that has led some young men to the championship. But it's because of the unity of our whole community that got you guys here. So you guys always remember that. When you walk tall, it's because you guys are the piece that represents all of us. You guys understand that, right? Mason and Gray both come to us from former players who played for our program when Funk was the head coach and I was the assistant coach. And what we did with them in the hours that don't get put in the paper and the stats that don't get in the paper and teaching them how to become who they want to become. Coach, I got a player for you. You just need to take a look at him. He might not be the best guy, but he deserves a chance if you guys are perfect for him because you're going to teach him what he needs to know. So we got Mason who hit the crazy shots, and we got Gray same way. Former players called back to say, Yakima is what they need. You guys are what they need. So we got those players there. Bright's not with us. He's actually back home right now. Bright was a former player from previous athletic director Jerry Ward, since in 1977, a player that came out here and played. He wanted his grandson to come out here and had been calling me for 2 years. And the kid could play. It says, I didn't really want to bring him over with COVID and with everything going on. It's like, we're just going to go with the local guys. We got a kind of game plan going on. And if you come over and we don't have a season, that's going to be tough. Well, I kept watching videotape just to kind of make sure if this is going to be the right move, and we found Bright, the 6'7" kid on the same team as his grandson. It's like, okay, yeah, I need that kid's number too. So, so we got Bright from a former player who wanted his players, the players that played with his grandson, he wanted them to come to Yakima. Connor Turner, we put a little recon mission for Coach Funk to go coach at West Valley for an assistant coach for 3 or 4 years so that we could get Connor in the long run. I told you guys we were going to get him. Yeah, so we sent him down to West Valley. Coach Kenlock thought it was a real good move, but that was all in the plans. So we, built a good relationship. Funk and Trey and Connor grew up together, and so we knew him from AAU, and we had that chance. If it doesn't go right, come on back. And he has a good support network here in the Valley, and he didn't have the greatest experience at Idaho State, D1, and he's a big-time player. I had a couple of buddies, one of my buddies from the Clippers said, London, he can play professionally. And I was like, man. And he decided he wanted to come back and play for Yakima because of what we had created. So what these guys have been building, the whole team's like that. The whole team has some type of connection to Yakima. They didn't just randomly show up. Even one of our players, Kai, Kai was one of the national kids with what kids go through now. They get to post their video out, and every coach can see the videos. And Kai was like, I want to come to Yakima. I want to go right there to Yakima because of what we were able to provide for him. So that's what makes this team so important in winning the championship. And we don't get to tell those stories that much. So I wanted to start with that one. And then again, Dr. K, with just the team that we put together here, and you hiring them and putting them in front of the board and getting this great team that we've had to support these young men and the young women that go play athletics at Yakima Valley. It's pretty special to be a part of that. And again, being the head coach, that's what I think, okay? Some other things that I want to talk about a little bit about understanding what this means. And for the guys, for you, most importantly, they say it is history. They say, like, you're going to be able to bring your kids up here and look at that championship banner and the ball we signed. You say, that's your dad right there. We accomplished something. But I want you guys to understand how important this really is, especially in the time that we live in, where, again, I don't think we serve it as much justice. You guys can give up on anything. You can give up in class. You can give up on your relationships. You can give up on the basketball team. You can give up anytime you want to. And it's acceptable. And it's getting a little choked up because this is who I am as a person. You're not always going to get recognized for. You understand that? Sorry. Ooh, it's tough. You're not always going to get recognized for, and there's going to be some things that are going to take you to the core. It's going to destroy you inside, but you can't show nobody. Can't show nobody. And what you guys went through, that's the most important part of the whole thing. You guys went through some stuff that nobody's ever going to understand. How many times do you guys feel like quitting? How many times do you feel like you want to punch me in the face? Right? Right? That's when you write your book and you say, this is what I had to go through to tell my story. Chris, how hard has school been for you? And you are set up for this summer to graduate and get full scholarship paid for to go play basketball somewhere, huh? That's what this means. That's what this whole thing means. This is the tool that you use to put yourself in a position to be successful. Everybody's going to see the trophy, everybody's going to see everything, but they're not going to know your individual story. How did you get here? That's the most important thing this whole celebration is that you guys have put your mind to something. You decided you wanted to win a championship. You did everything you could to get there and put yourself in that position to win. That's the story. And that's what's so important about the young people. This world is crazy right now. It really is crazy. And I could just quit at any time I want to and it's acceptable. I could quit school, I could do this, I could do this. I'm just gonna go be a rapper. I'm just gonna go do this. How many kids you hear, I'm gonna go win a championship? How many kids you hear that, say that? And put everything they got into it. Day in and day out, I have to deal with all the stuff that you guys deal with. How many times you mentally, emotionally wanted to break down, but you couldn't, right? So proud of you guys. And that's what this celebration is about, is these guys went through so much that not everybody's ever gonna understand. And you get to call yourself a champion because you went through it. Now, the key now is, do you become a champion for the rest of your life? The lessons that you learn, like Funk said, you go through this so that you can keep making these decisions and keep setting these goals and keep moving forward with your life. This is just your reminder of how it started. Does everybody understand? All right? Lastly, again, that stuff is hard, and like I said, just personally, it's tough. Like I said, it's been a journey, and that's the relationship that we have there is basketball provided me with that opportunity to kind of grow up, and didn't really have a dad in my life. I don't want to go through all the stuff, but basketball gave me a stable force to be able to, what you say, live life. I got to create an identity. I got to become somebody that I never thought I would be. And ended up getting a college scholarship and ended up getting a master's degree and created some personal relationships that I still hold dear today. And then now I'm in a position, no matter what I did in my life or whatever mess ups I had, I'm in a position where the team that we've put together has helped this team win a championship. One of the very few that, it's hard to say, it's really hard to say. It's another thing people don't understand. The championship, 36-team division, I don't have my numbers right. There's only like 13 or 14 collegiate levels. There's only going to be 13 or 14 championships this whole entire year, and you're one of them. This school is one of them. You can go outside right now, ask 5,000 people, how many of you guys got a college championship? And you'll be lucky if you get one. You do that for the next 10 days, go to a different city, go say, hey, you got a college championship? Are you a college champion? No, I wish I would, I wish I would. You guys get to say, I am. That's how special this is. That's how special. Thousands and thousands of student athletes every year. A little Caesar. You guys want a championship too, huh? You want one. You want one. This is the next step. You want a championship, huh? I'm telling you, this is so special. I hope you guys understand. And that's all I wanted to share. I wanted to put that in perspective from the bottom of my heart. It's pretty awesome to be a part of this. And again, just thank you so much for your support. We really do feel it. And I wish, that's the other part about it. Between Marjan last year and the experience we had with that, and then the excitement that this team played with, I mean, it was fun to watch. And I wish that we could have seen it, you know, the community could have been there to see it, because we'd have the gym sold out every game. And I'm completely looking forward that this is the start of the new culture here in Yakima with winning and becoming winners. Another thing you guys didn't know, I did assist Coach Funk on his first championship in 2008. I was the assistant coach. He beat me though, it was only his third year. It was only his third year, this was my sixth, so he went up me on that one. And it was funny because the first year we went to the tournament, we barely got in. It was the new team he had hired me as assistant right when he was the head coach. And the second year we didn't make the tournament. The third year we came back and just kind of blitzed everybody. We had Anthony Johnson, which is one of the program stories, and he ended up winning his third year. That was the first time as a champion and as an assistant coach that I've ever won that. And so now in my sixth year, but we only have 4 years of eligibility due to COVID, so in my fourth year of eligibility, I win the championship with Funk as the assistant coach. So it's pretty cool. We're two players, assistant coach and head coach. We're 100% in championship games together, so it's a pretty good combination. And I want to thank you so much for being my right-hand man on this, okay?
All right, with that, there is plenty, and yeah, actually, I was gonna start the cake, but I think Xander and Trey may want to say just a few brief words, so go ahead. I don't care who's first.
Let's get it, Trey.
All right, I want to thank everyone here for coming today, and just thank you. It's been a blessing to represent this community as YVC and wear that Yakima across our chest. I think everyone on the team can agree with that. And this has been one heck of a year. I wouldn't do it with anyone else. These are my brothers for life. Like Coach said, we put in hours, day in and day out, 20-hour weeks together. And it's just a blessing. Like, it still doesn't seem real to me that this all happened. And I'm just so glad to do it with my best friends by my side. And me personally, just being here on this campus for, I think, 16, 17 years now. My dad's been the AD here forever. That just makes it mean that much more to me. I dreamed of this. I watched the teams growing up as a little kid, and just for that to happen when I come here for my last year, it's a blessing. And thank you guys again so much for supporting us. I appreciate it. Thank you.
How you guys doing? I'm probably not going to say as much as Trey said, but I just want to thank all you guys for coming out and supporting us throughout the whole season. And this journey has been crazy, from not wanting to play, just because mentally I was out of it, to coming back and playing and winning that gold ball. But I got the tournament MVP of the championship or whatever, and I just want to let you guys know that that's you guys. Like, I just did my job on the team, and you guys made it easy. So when they say tournament MVP Alexander Delgado, it's all you guys. Like, I can't take no credit for that. But I just want to thank you guys. I love you guys, coaches, Coach Wilson, Coach Funk, Coach Rich. All you guys supported me and supported us. And I just want to thank you guys and thank all the fans. And so that's all I gotta say.
Thanks, Trey. Thanks, Z. With that, we'll go ahead. There's plenty, when I say plenty, I mean it, of cake and cookies and juice and water. Take some home. As you guys, and then just feel free to mingle, talk to the guys, say hey, connect with them. And I'm just gonna run the kind of a highlight video as well as, it's gonna be the last time you guys get to hear a home warm-up mix. So anyway, with that, Brooke's over there ready to serve. Feel free.